Hi, my name is Tracy. I got married this year in November of 2024. A wedding planner took a look at my wedding binder and thought I was a wedding planner. Today, I will talk about the contents in my binder, how I organized it, and how it kept me sane during my wedding planning process. So here is my wedding binder. It is pretty thick. I have a lot of pages in here. This is the title page. I printed it out and I put it on the front page of my binder. This is my timeline. It was made in an Excel spreadsheet. This was our table of contents. Instructions for my day of coordinator. I had it all here. Here is photo inspos that I gave my photographer. Tea ceremony information. It's just so much information. I chose a black binder. Some people choose a white binder because wedding vibes. And the other thing you'll need is paper covers. I didn't really use dividers, but if I did, I think that would have been really helpful. I'll link the supplies that I did buy below. I recommend using Google Docs to put it together. The reason why is because you will be sending your Google Doc to other people. For example, if you have a day of coordinator, you will be sending it to your day of coordinator. When you go into Google Docs, you'll create a Word document. I named mine PT Wedding Binder. First two pages was the title page and the table of contents. So the contents in my binder was location, general order of the day, timeline, bridal suite items, inventory for our day of coordinator, for venue, ceremony and ballroom layout, photography section, content creator section, florist section, draping / flooring section, tea ceremony information, civil ceremony, DJ timeline, vendors, family and wedding party contacts, and invoices and receipts and contracts. This is the exact order that I had my contents in. You can alter the order however it fits you the best. Locations. This is all of the locations that mattered on my wedding day. So the locations that I had in this topic was my wedding venue, my tea ceremony locations, my hotel, because that was where I was taking my photos in. The next thing is super important, your timeline. I had a general order of the day timeline for those who would get overwhelmed by these detailed timelines, so I had two. The other thing is I had a bridal suite and inventory section, and pretty much my bridal suite section had what I wanted to bring to my bridal suite. Because I was taking photos there pre-ceremony, I knew that I needed specific things such as details for my detail photos. So I had my perfume, I had my shoes, pretty much anything that I needed to carry with me throughout the day, I had in this section. I also included any emergency kit items such as medication and a sewing kit, the typical emergency kits, and I can make a video about emergency kits if you guys would like. The inventory section, I had all of the items that I was using to decorate my wedding. For the ceremony and ballroom layout, it was more so for me to see my vision all together. One of the things that I really struggled with when I was wedding planning was just seeing my vision out there, and I saw it in my head, but I wasn't sure how it was gonna translate in real life. I made a mock-up of my wedding decorations and my ceremony in order for me to feel more comfortable about my vision. I also included the seating chart as well as the ceremony seating chart. So when I say seating chart, I mean this reception seating chart. I had a photography section. In this section, I pretty much included family member groupings that I for sure wanted photos with. I also included inspo photos. I know some photographers don't like this, some do. I did not ask my photographer if they liked this or not. I just did it and they were happily received, and my photographer did use it during our wedding. I had a content creator section, but I really didn't use it. I was going to use it to list out all of my ideas for TikToks or Reels, but I am glad I didn't because I was so tired that day. I don't think I would have been able to do any TikToks. But thinking back about it, I do kind of wish that I did do it. I don't know. Anyways, my content creator pretty much just took snippets of my wedding throughout the day and then put together some highlights for me. The floor section pretty much had my bouquet inspo, my arch inspo. For draping and flooring, I had flooring done because my venue's carpets were old and red. I had some flooring done because I was doing my ceremony in the same space as my reception and I wanted an aisle. So I needed to put measurements and how I want it to look like. Of course, I know that I'm kind of going through this very briefly. I can definitely go into it more in later videos. I had a tea ceremony section. I spoke to my parents and my in-laws to make sure that I knew what was going on and they knew exactly what was going on that day. I had a civil ceremony section. This is where our script for the ceremony was going to be. I had an officiant and she made her own script. So I made a script, but she said that she was going to come up with her own, which I was happy about at the end of the day because it was very special and unique to our wedding. In this, I also put timestamps for music, when everybody should walk out, the order of the processional, and the order of the recessional. For the DJ timeline, this is pretty much what was happening at the reception. It included when dinner was going to be served, when the first dance was going to be, when was cake cutting, parent dances, etc. I had a list of vendors, and this was very helpful for my day of coordinator because she reached out to my vendors to just follow up with them to see when they were showing up. So I didn't have to type it all out for her the week of. I pretty much just told her to go to the vendor section and she was able to access that information. I also had family and wedding party contacts on my binder, so my content creator and also bridal party and anybody who had access to my binder can contact anybody that they need on that day because not everybody knows everybody. In order to avoid people asking for phone numbers, how do I reach this person, I just included everybody's number in there and they can locate it themselves. Last but not least, I had a section for invoices, receipts, and contracts. I did not include this on the actual Google Doc. I left it for last. I printed it out and put it in my binder for my personal use. I did not think everybody else needed to see how much I was spending unless they asked me, then I would tell them. This was everything that I spent on, including alterations, florals, my dress, all of that. I focused on making my wedding binder very simple and efficient. Would recommend not spending too much time on your binder. A mistake that many brides may make is spending too much time on their wedding binder. I know you can make it very cute and colorful. However, if you're not a creative, and it might stress you out even more trying to make your wedding binder cute, then I suggest you keep it as simple as possible. Of course, if you're creative and you find enjoyment in it, go ahead and do it. I'm not that creative, so I pretty much just did black and white and gray titles. Not overthinking my wedding binder kept me sane. I really just needed it for the information. With the wedding, so many things change. Google Doc document would change in real time. And so also, there's just hundreds of things that goes on in a wedding. You have centerpieces, you have flooring, you have the schedule. There's so much that goes into the day, and if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget it. Just having everything down really helped me communicate with all of my vendors, and because I had everything down in one spot, all I had to do was go back and look at my binder and tell them if they had a question. And sometimes they even had questions about other vendors, and I would just update my binder every single day, honestly, for a whole year. I literally kept updating things until the week of the wedding. You really won't be seeing the physical wedding binder until you finalize everything, which was fine to me. I had an iPad. I was using my iPad to look at it. I ended up printing it out for the day of so that I can go through it. If anybody had any questions, they could look at it. Earlier, I mentioned my civil ceremony music and timestamps. I'm for sure going to make a video about that because I am very happy with the music and timestamps that I chose. So if you're interested in that, just keep coming back to my channel and I will make sure to make a video about it.